Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Welcome to a new day. Hope all is well with you in your world. I really want to thank you for being here. Welcome to our new women in the community. We really appreciate you and hope that you enjoy this time together. It's a lovely, sunny, hot day, so I'm wearing my coolest clothes I can find. It's really been a great summer, but maybe you're watching this in the winter. But anyway, I do want to welcome you. Now, my tea today, I'm drinking this peculiar tea. This company, Heath and Heather, it's a UK company. I just happened to pick them up. This is caffeine free and it's dandelion, burdock, and hawthorn. It's like a forest drink. And it's a really nice tea. It's so many people are doing teas now with natural products, just like from nature, like nettle tea. And, you could almost go, it's a word for that, like scavenging for tea. But I'm drinking it in my beautiful, I think it's a Russian cup, this one. It's gorgeous. It's got owls and creatures. And anyway, but I hope you're having a cup of tea or coffee and just enjoying another day together. We've got women all over the world and they're all unique and beautiful characters. I just love the comments that you leave. I mean, some of the things you're up to just amaze me. And that's the thing about women over 60. There's this myth or this stereotype that we're kind of, retiring to the sidelines, but we're not. We're out there doing things, keeping busy, starting new projects, businesses. Anyway, you're unique and I love you for that. I'm really just intrigued by all of you. So leave comments in the articles and on our YouTube channel so I can get to know you better and we can just share, what we're all going through. Now, a couple of things I wanted to tell you. This show is sponsored by International Living. International Living is a really cool company. They've made it their business of positioning people all around the world to kind of explore possible places to retire. And they put all kinds of documents together, different reports and resources, and they're working with 60andMe to offer to you free of charge some of their reports. So if you go up to internationalliving.com and then /60andMe, you'll see what's available there. And we really appreciate their support. And also, check it out because there's not many people doing what they're doing in terms of resources for potential retirement abroad. So now today we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about unique and wonderful you. One of our bloggers, her name is Maeve O'Byrne. Maeve O'Byrne. She wrote this article based on that quote, which is something like, "Be yourself, everyone else is already taken." That's, I think, an Oscar Wilde quote. And she loves this quote because, and I do too, because so many of us live a lot of our lives doing things that other people want us to do, that we take on the role that other people create for us. And we adapt and we fit ourselves into their definition of who we are, not who we really are. So that comment, be yourself, is such a powerful one because I do think that once we get through some of the more classic roles of being an employee, maybe working through a corporate environment, and then having children, raising a family, dealing with all the kinds of changes and shifts in friendship. And as we get a little older, we start to think, I can just be myself. I can just do what I want to do. But as Maeve points out, a lot of us don't do that. We still feel very guilty about it. We feel like, we shouldn't, do crazy things, that we've already established a persona that everybody thinks we are, and it's funny how sometimes your children bring out different things of you. Like I have two sons who are different day and night. And one is the more serious and, businesslike and just really thoughtful and intelligent, hardworking, ambitious person. And the other one is an artist, more ethereal, more free and easy. And every time I spend time with them, I'm a different person. And I think that we tend to do that. Instead of like, who is me? I guess that for me, I'm trying to think, when I went to Bali, I think I found the closest thing to me there because I was in such a different place and it was so easy to just be what I wanted, do what I wanted. There was no one to check in with. It wasn't really, I just found myself, and I've tried to bring that back with me, and I think I've succeeded in some ways in terms of, the way that I look at things. But it takes courage and commitment to discover this unique you, however. And so being you starts with sort of taking care of yourself. We can show our uniqueness to the world only when we are fully grounded. You know, we are flawed. You know, we all know this. We're flawed, and yet from that, you know, flawed personality comes something authentic, you know, something real. And the sooner that we admit to ourselves that we've got something that is not perfect, the more we can relax and just be ourselves. We have different ways of thinking, different ways of learning, different ways of being. And we don't need to judge ourselves by anyone else's standards. You know, and sometimes just knowing our strengths and our weaknesses is a good thing. It's actually really interesting. I was looking at our yoga videos the other day, and you know, I don't know if you know, by the way, we're actually giving away the yoga online access to all of our yoga videos now. And it reminded me of Bali, because that's where I really learned it. Our chair yoga and gentle yoga, both of them, you can get the online access. These are the DVDs if you want to buy those. But the point there was, I went to a yoga class in Bali, and the teacher there said to me, or not to me, was saying it to the class, you know, if you're hurting right now, like if you're achy, and you know, you feel like you can't do these positions, he said, and you're whining on in your mind about how this, you know, you don't feel good and you're not ready to do yoga, making excuses. He says, just own it. Just own it. You are where you are because of the decisions you've made. If you're overweight, it's because you didn't take care. You maybe ate foods that were a little bit too, or ate too much. Or, I mean, by the way, I'm not excluding the medical issues that people have, because there are some people who have true issues with obesity and weight control. And I am not being judgmental. I'm just saying that if you've got something that you know in your heart you're responsible for, own it, and then work your way through it. And that's what this wonderful teacher shared with me. Be true to yourself. Maeve reminds us of this. Did you ever do something that you did, said, and then felt really bad because it wasn't you? That wasn't the real you. You didn't mean to say that because it was just like not true, but you said it because you thought that someone believed you had a position on something or whatever. If you really, you know, support something in your environment or in politics or whatever, just, you know, you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to own up and accept that you might get pushed back one way or the other. And I'm not taking either side here, but you know, how do you stop then making sure that you're not doing what others expect of you? Well, the first thing is, like I've said earlier, know yourself. Start by looking at yourself. You know, being vulnerable to the possibility that the you that you're projecting is not the real you. So here's a test, and this is what Maeve did, and it's quite a good test. She actually asked some of her friends to describe her in 3 words. She just asked them in email, I'm just doing a little test here. Could you just tell me how you would describe me in 3 words? And she said it was amazing. The words that her friends chose were not the same words that she would have used to describe her. I think that's such a powerful thing to do if you've got the courage to do that. You know, what do your friends say are your strengths and weaknesses, and what do you know they are? And sometimes it's going to be like, probably, and it's quite interesting, it's probably the opposite. Like if you say that you're very creative, they say that you're creative, and you may think that you're not creative because you have insecurities around that. So there's a lot of sometimes juxtapositions that are very useful. And then accept yourself, whatever those descriptions are of yourself that others give to you and yourself. You know, learn to accept that and find in that the words that really represent you. Another thing that she mentions is speaking your truth. You know, it's back to what I said about having a point of view. If you believe something and you want someone, you know, to know who you really are, then it might be okay to talk about it. You know, go for your truths, go for the things you believe in. And that's another thing, and it's the last thing I'll mention, is that, and she says it's called lean into your fear. And this is where I think of a quote by Pema Chodron, who is a Buddhist nun. I love her work, I love her life. It's just a fascinating story. But she said, you know, if you're approaching something with fear, then you're approaching the truth. And it's really true that, you know, the more that you resist something, the more you tend to have a need to go there. And so if you're having if you're fearful about something, it means you're heading towards the truth. And celebrate now who you are. You know, Maeve talks about this in a very beautiful way. I'd encourage you to read this article. I mean, the title is a little bit lightweight, you know, in terms of, you know, be yourself, everyone else is taken, but it's deep. It's more than just a sentence. So, you know, go ahead and watch it and listen and learn more about yourself. So I would like you to do something. I mean, for those of you who have the challenge to do it, I would love you to reach out to 2 friends and ask them to describe you in 3 words. And then write down your own 3 words beforehand. Write down your own 3 words beforehand and then see how they match up. And share with us, what are the 3 words that you would use to describe yourself? And were they the same as the ones that people described you with? I think that's a really cool exercise. I think I might do it too. I'll do that too. I haven't done that in a while, or at least not if I can remember what the words were. But anyway, yeah, I'd like you to do that, and then we can get back and share notes in the section below. Okay, well, have a wonderful day, everybody. Make this a fun one. Do something good for yourself. Be well. Be happy. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.